Welcome to In Touch Crime Beat. I'm Officer Don with Fayette Commonwealth's Attorney Ray Larson.
Out the jail, okay? Don't mess up.
And those are the people, those repeat offenders, the ones that go to prison.
I say we're the #1 rated radio show in the whole country.
One of our employees that you know, because she's been here a number of times, Blerina has become an American citizen.
Congratulations.
And I don't know exactly the process you went through, so Blerina, tell us where you're from first.
I'm from Kosovo, and March the 9th was the day when I became an American citizen. It was a long process, but after many visits to the embassies and immigration offices, I achieved something that immigrants here in America think it's impossible.
So what happens is, we sent a couple of people from our office up to this ceremony, which is a naturalization ceremony, and it was in the federal courthouse in Covington. What did you tell me? Some of the things you had to do to become an American citizen?
Before the ceremony, I had to pass a test, which included American history, and I passed it.
Was it a hard test?
It was not that hard. I had a script to learn from.
Sure.
So I did
It's called studying.
Something that you study for, and
yes.
and then you take the test. So you had one written test. What else did you have to do?
It was oral.
Oral.
Test.
Okay.
Exactly, and just follow some documents. That's about it.
Now, when you were in Kosovo, that's the way you pronounce it. She's Americanized it and says now, because Americans say Kosovo,
Yeah.
But the correct pronunciation, I'm told, is Kosovo. And
Right.
so now we got another. So we're real proud of her, and for all of the illegal aliens out there that may be listening, both of them. This is the way you become an American citizen. And
That's right, Officer Don. I am proud to become an American citizen because I was a victim of war, and that was caused by Serbians in Kosovo. And because of the United States, I am alive today. And to have a job which is helping victims of crime, it just makes me feel that I am giving something back to this country that once saved my life. And thank you, Ray, for giving me this chance.
well, now, this is the reason we think she's such a superstar. Now, what she's talking about are these atrocities that occurred in her presence. I mean, there were dead bodies left in the street in front of her house, and their parents had to move and all of that kind of stuff, and it was very traumatic. The other good news is her parents are coming to the United States to visit her, and they're going to be in town starting this Friday, and we're going to have a superstar celebration at our office, celebrating that this young woman has become a proud American citizen, and her parents are going to be here for it, and her in-laws are going to be here for it, and it's a big deal.
Well, it is, and now you need to get you need to have a bunch of kids now. Okay. So we need all the help we can get. So now that you're here,
that you permit this voting rights to be restored to convicted felons automatically, just automatically when their sentence is over. Now, I've had a couple of candidates for the legislature come and talk to me, and they come in and want me to endorse them. And I said, I don't endorse people because, first of all, I don't think anybody's going to vote for somebody else because I think they should. I just don't know that endorsements work. Second of all, I just don't do it. I don't get involved in other people's camp elections and that sort of thing because, my job is a prosecutor. I'm not into the political aspects of these things, although I do have to run for office. But this first guy came in and said he wanted to tell me that he was in favor of the restoration of the right to vote for convicted felons. And I said, well, have you read the House bill that was passed and sent to the Senate? He said, well, and I said, let me tell you what it says. The Constitution says people convicted of felonies cannot vote and cannot own a weapon and that kind of stuff. Here's what it says. They want this House bill proposes to amend the Kentucky State Constitution to allow persons convicted of a felony other than treason, intentional killing, a sex crime, or bribery. Let me say that again. Only people that would be prevented from voting are people who are convicted of treason. Can't remember the last time that occurred. Well, it happens all the time on the national level, in my opinion. Intentional killing, a sex crime, or bribery. So here's the question. Intentional killing, that eliminates wanton murder, that eliminates manslaughter in the first degree, manslaughter in the second degree, reckless homicide. You can take another voter's life.
Mm-hmm. Take away their vote forever.
Oh yes, forever, and you get to vote unless it's an intentional killing. Now, let me give you an example of an unintentional killing that this would allow some of these felons to vote. If I walked up to a crowd outside of a nightclub and was angry at all the noise they were making and just shot a gun in their general direction and it happened to hit somebody, did I intend to kill anybody in particular? No, I didn't, but I did. That's called wanton murder. A person that did that under this proposal would be permitted to vote again.
Well, the same could apply to, I could conspire to murder you. I could go out and hire somebody to kill Ray Larson because he prosecuted me. And this person could try to kill you and fail, and then I could be convicted of attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and then that would still qualify.
Sure,
he can
vote
vote against
again.
you. I can vote for your. I can at least vote for the guy running against you. Still, I'm trying to kill
That's
you.
right. You and my wife.
Such a bad idea. Well, let me ask you this: if you took because you have to be careful with this. If you took the intentional killing part out, would you still support this? Letting felons vote automatically?
No, not automatically. Let me tell you something. We're all born. All Americans are born with inalienable rights. One of which is the right to vote. One of which is to own and possess firearms and those kind of things. Now you can lose those rights based on your behavior. If you misbehave or commit the kind of acts that constitute a felony, then you lose those rights to vote. Now, so you go ahead and you serve your time and you get out. You ought to be able to get the right to vote back, but not automatically. You have to earn it back.
And you feel like you should be able to earn it back.
Sure.
That's what you're saying.
Well, with some exceptions.
Yeah.
Now, the people that...
What you can do now, what you're saying is you can earn the right to vote now.
All you have to do is apply to the governor. The governor sends it.
For anything. I mean, if you commit murder and the governor decides to restore your rights to vote, he can do that.
Sure.
Right now. And if you commit larceny, that can be done. So there is an avenue that if a person really is sorry for what they've done, if they truly have served their debt to society, so to speak, they can petition and get their voting rights back right now without this legislation. This legislation just gives it back to them automatically.
That's right.
Why would they want to do that? What is the real agenda for?
Well,
for
I think
it's the real agenda.
Well, the real agenda is I think they think this group constitutes a voting bloc that would basically support liberal ideas. I think that's pretty
obvious.
It's common sense to me that that's what they're wanting to do. Now, you said the term a minute ago, pay their debt to society.
Tune in to the following stations to hear the whole show.